Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Paige Kizior. I am the Healthy Learning Coordinator here with Women for a Healthy Environment. And with me, I have Sam and Dr. Danielle Samasa. And I'm going to pass it over to them to introduce themselves.
Oh, hi. My name is Dr. Danielle Samasa, and I am the Associate Director for the Healthy Learner Program for Women for a Healthy Environment.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sam Hernandez. I am the Healthy Learning Program Manager at Women for a Healthy Environment.
And today we are going to talk about lead awareness in Pennsylvania and specifically effective cleaning techniques. So to start our mission here at Women for a Healthy Environment, we use a scientific approach to achieve equitable lives free of environmental hazards through advocacy and community-based programs. We have three main program areas: our healthy homes, our healthy schools, and our healthy early learning. We also have our environmental health policy team. So our learning objectives today, we're going to identify strategies used to clean lead dust in early learning environments, learn proper cleaning and deep cleaning techniques, and know how to prevent recontaminating previously cleaned areas of an early learning center or school. So in our introduction, when talking about effective cleaning techniques and lead exposure, we want to focus on these cleaning tips. We want to focus on practicing good hygiene, lead dust control, cleaning hard surfaces and floors, and cleaning carpeted floors. So when we practice good hygiene, that can look like frequent hand or face washing, especially young babies and toddlers in early learning centers, also young children in a classroom, and washing any toys, pacifiers, bottles, anything that a young child can get their hands on. Lead exposure can have serious negative health effects on a child's health. Adverse effects such as brain and nervous system damage, slowed growth and development, learning and behavior problems, and hearing and speech problems. So in today's session, it's going to take us through how you as an early learning or school professional can decrease lead exposure in your classroom, but also provide you with knowledge on how to create a safe, lead-free environment in the child care center facility or your classroom. So here are some sources of lead exposure. We can be exposed to lead through paint, through dust, old toys, soil, water, and ceramics. But today we're going to be focusing on one specific source of lead exposure, and that is lead dust. So we are going to also discuss some recommended cleaning techniques for areas in the early learning center as well as the classroom where there could be peeling, chipping, deteriorating, or cracking lead-based paint, and where lead dust is formed. So in areas with lead-based paint or lead dust are not cleaned properly, it may increase risks to families, especially to children under 6, and pregnant women. So therefore, it is important to use cleaning methods that we are going to introduce in this module to reduce any potential exposure to lead. So ways lead dust forms. So as I mentioned, lead-based paint that is scraped, sanded, or heated can cause lead dust. Lead dust can also be brought in from the outside when you're walking around and there's any soil or grass that has been affected with lead dust. You're bringing that in on your shoes, and then any painted surfaces containing lead continuously bumped or rubbed together can form lead dust. So we have a few focus areas that we refer to as lead dust traps that we will be talking about today. So floors, baseboards, carpets, and rugs, windows and windowsills, doors, door frames, walls, and other painted surfaces, air duct covers and radiators, stairs, railings, and banisters, and furniture. Mostly wooden furniture is what we are going to be talking about, but all of these are considered lead dust traps. So that's where lead dust can form and stay, and we're not really sure that it's there because it's so small. So we want to focus on these areas when we are cleaning. So also a lead dust trap is a space or object where lead dust can easily gather on, in, or under. So many areas or surfaces in early learning centers and classrooms could have lead dust. These high traffic areas, as you can see on the slide, tend to be where children spend most of their time within an early learning center specifically. In schools, you may see high traffic areas as classrooms, as cafeterias, gymnasiums, and surfaces that receive a lot of wear and tear can deteriorate lead-based paint into dust particles and chips over time, causing these areas to be common sources of lead dust. And just as a note, we want to remember that young children's hands are very small and can fit in very tight places, which are often missed during cleaning. So we want to remember to focus on those areas as well. So in an early learning center, we see these high traffic areas as entryways, kitchens, and playrooms. So unfortunately, high traffic areas also tend to be the favorite spots for children to play. Babies and young children in early learning centers often put their hands, feet, or toys into their mouth, which may result in swallowing or breathing in lead dust. So lead-based paint has a sweet taste, which makes it appealing to young children. So they may lick or bite chewable lead paint surfaces, and that sweet taste is appealing to them. So then they just keep licking and eating those surfaces. So we just want to make sure that we are maintaining our eyes on children, but also that those areas are being cleaned so they don't um, get lead exposure through the lead-based paint. By concentrating our cleaning efforts on areas where lead dust is commonly trapped, potential exposure to lead dust can be dramatically reduced. So any lead dust missed during cleaning or spread by using inappropriate cleaning techniques such as dry sweeping or dusting can easily spread to other areas of the learning facility or classroom, including those that have already been cleaned. And this way they can still be swallowed or breathed in by the children in those areas or even the adults. So this means that thorough cleaning using effective cleaning techniques is important. And it's always important to remember cleaning is a great way to prevent potential lead exposure. So now we're going to just take a moment. You can pause where we just have you think about what steps do you take to clean your school or child care center. It could look like cleaning lead dust traps weekly that we mentioned. If you have a cleaning service that comes in to your early learning center, or you have janitors or maintenance in your school or classrooms, making sure that they are hitting all of those lead dust trap areas and cleaning them effectively, making sure windows, doors, and floors are cleaned regularly. Um, just those small steps that you can take. And now I'm going to pass it over to our next speaker, Dr. Danielle Samasa.
Thank you, Paige. And I will be covering what cleaning techniques you can use when you're not only cleaning your facility, but also paying attention to those areas that can contain lead dust. So first, you always want to proceed safely. You want to wear gloves, avoid cleaning up lead dust if you are pregnant or if you even think there's a possibility that you are pregnant. Please have other staff members do the cleaning during that time. And of course, keep children away from the area while cleaning. I will also recommend if you have some leftover N4 and 5 mask. to wear that as well as you are cleaning. Only if you're going to use a mask, you want to use the N4 and 5 because they are able to catch those particulates that are very small that can often get through regular cloth-based masks. The second one is you want to use wet cleaning or washing. You want to make sure that you're not using just a dry towel to wipe those areas because oftentimes when we do that, we're just moving around the dust. So you want to use a damp cloth to clean up lead dust using detergent solution and water. To use 2 or 3 buckets, change and rinse the detergent per room. So as you go from room to room, you want to empty the bucket and then have a fresh bucket to go to the next room. There's also products like Swiffer dust mops or cloths. Those products are good because they are built to contain the dust instead of swishing it around. So if you are going to use a dry product, make sure that it's specifically made to collect dust, like the Swiffer products. Next slide. Uh, there are also There are also vacuums that you can use that have HEPA filters built inside. So you just want to make sure that that it is labeled clearly that this vacuum cleaner has a HEPA filter component to it. They don't all automatically come with this feature. So check if you have a newer vacuum cleaner, check to see if it has that HEPA filter feature in it. It will say it on the machine. If not, the next time you are looking to buy a vacuum cleaner, you will want to, if possible, buy one that has this HEPA filter component to it. And this helps because, again, sort of like the Swiffer products, it is specifically made to to trap these particulates that are really, really small. So you have to make sure that you have a feature to the machine that is built to trap it. And you can find these HEPA filter vacuums on your regular sources that you go to. You want to use third party certified, and this means that you want to use products that have the Safer Choice, Green Seal certified, or the Lago seal on it. This means that these products are environmentally safe, or as we often hear, environmentally friendly. Not all green products, it may say as a advertisement appeal that it is a green product, but if it does not have these seals on there, there's another one that it will say EPA seal. If it does not have these particular seals on there, that does not mean that they are third-party certified products. So just be wary of that or aware of that. Next slide. Cleaning techniques for dust floor, baseboards, carpets, and rugs. So I notice when I go into a lot of childcare centers that the floors may be laminate, some wooden floors, but mostly laminate, and a lot of area rugs. There are some wall-to-wall carpets, and all that is fine. You just want to make sure that you are cleaning them regularly, and also you want to clean them throughout the day. When you are looking to clean, particularly to address lead dust, you want to make sure that you are not only cleaning the floor, but the baseboards as well. And as I stated in the previous slide, you want to make sure you are using a wet mop, cloth, or sponge, and an all-purpose cleaner or the Swiffer products. When it comes to cleaning carpets and rugs, again, you want to invest in a vacuum cleaner that has a HEPA filter feature component to it. These are all ways that you can help to mitigate any lead dust that you may have in the areas, and also just keep your indoor air quality as clean as possible. Next slide. Windows and window sills, clean windows and window sills. I notice even for me, a lot of times I'll make sure my windows are clean, but oftentimes I forget about my window sills. So when you are doing your cleaning routine, you want to make sure that you are cleaning both. And again, with a damp cloth or sponge and an all-purpose cleaner with those four seals that I had went over to make sure that they are eco-friendly or safe for the environment. Window sills and throws with large amounts of dust may require a vacuum cleaner equipped with a HEPA filter. So sometimes you may have to get the vacuum cleaner to really get up those dust particles. After vacuuming, follow up by cleaning with a damp cloth or sponge and a general all-purpose cleaner. Next slide. Air ducts and radiators. Clean the surface of air duct covers, areas along walls and floors covered by metal grates. As you can see there, they have like a little grater to go in between the grate flaps to make sure that they're collecting that dust. Um, the Swiffer products also are flexible enough where you may not have to buy that special tool. You can get one of those Swiffer dust mops and sponges that can go in between those grates as well to make sure you are getting up those dust particles. Finally, if you are going to use any type of air filter machine to clean the air in your facility, or you have an air filter vacuum cleaner, you want to make sure that you are placing all air filters as instructed by the manufacturer. So this time it is important to read the fine print to make sure that you are replacing your air filters as instructed. And this includes HVAC systems as well. Next slide. Doors, door frames, walls, and other painted surfaces. Again, just get out your wet cloth or your Swiffer product and wipe down with a clean, wet sponge or sponge and all general purpose cleaner. Furniture to prevent spread of dust into the air, dust with furniture polish. You can also use a homemade furniture polish solution, which is based with made with olive oil, white vinegar, and lemon juice. So that may be an alternative if you are having difficulty finding products with those four seals that I was talking about. This is something that you can mix up at home, and it may be a little bit more cost effective as well. Waste packaging, handling, and disposal. Solid waste tossed in plastic bags and sealed with ties or tape. You want to make sure that anytime you are now disposing of the wet cloths that you were using or contents from your HEPA vacuum cleaner, not only do you want to make sure that it's in a plastic bag and sealed away, but that it is now removed. Either you can place it outside in a container until trash day, or just make sure that particularly children are not able to get to it. Fill bags only a third full. Don't fill it to capacity. Double trash bags if subject to tearing, if possible, and store waste outside, as I stated, in a covered trash can immediately. If you're not able to store it outside, just make sure that you are storing it in an area that is away from children and staff. Liquid waste tossed directly into the toilet or sanitary sewer. Liquid waste includes wash and rinse water. We talked about as if you're cleaning multiple rooms, you are to empty that water waste after each room as you go into the next one. And you want to make sure you dispose of that water waste appropriately. Be careful not to spill water when handling it. And if you are, make sure that you clean it up immediately. And you want to, and while you are doing this, going back to those slides before, make sure that you are always wearing gloves. If you have masks available, wear the mask as well. Next slide. What to avoid? Do not use mops with the scrubber strip attached when cleaning uncarpeted floors, or scrubber strips will wear away any painted surfaces. I always say the oldie but goodie mops are great. The ones that, have the string component to it. Just make sure that your mops are clean as well. Do not use powered buffing or polishing machines or vacuums with a beater bars that may wear away painted surfaces or uncarpeted floors. Do not dry sweep because that can cause a lot of dust to fly around. Do not shake or beat carpets and rugs, vacuum them instead. Again, oftentimes we'll say, "Oh, I'll just go outside and you do this," and as you can see, it's all that dust that is floating around. If if you're going to be doing those type of things, just make sure that you are safe, that people are not around, but we really want you to refrain from doing things like that because we want to keep that dust down as much as possible. Next. Also, what to avoid: steel wool, scouring pads, and abrasive cleaners, as you see here. Solvent cleaners that may dissolve paint. And actually, just going back to those two little scrubbers, they are very calming. Now, they may be good to use for washing dishes, but you want to refrain from using those products when you are cleaning, say, your windows or your window sills and baseboards. Excessive scrubbing of spots, as this may wear away painted surfaces. You don't want to clean so hard that you are now removing paint. Okay, we're going to have Sam wrap it up.
Thank you, Dr. Samasa. So now I'm going to offer some helpful tips and hints when it comes to cleaning and reducing our exposure to lead. So when it comes to avoiding recontamination, we want to make sure to wash hands and cleaning supplies in a sink that's not used for food preparation. If your center has a mop sink, that's great. That's a good dedicated place to clean your supplies. Also, it's important to wash the sink after washing any cleaning supplies as well. You also want to wipe off shoes. Um, some centers I've been to don't allow shoes at all, so that's one best practice that you can try to implement. You can also try using these slippers that go over shoes. So you could provide those to parents or any guests that visit your childcare center or school to avoid tracking in lead dust indoors. And lastly, you want to make sure to properly dispose of dirty water in a drain. You do not want to dump the water outside, as that can contaminate the, the environment outdoors. Next slide, please. Here are a couple other helpful hints for cleaning. It's important to declutter your space. Um, you'd be very surprised how much dust can accumulate in all these hard to see places. So the less clutter, the better. You also want to clean yourself out of a room. So what that means is start cleaning at the end of a room farthest from the entrance or exit, and then clean yourself outside. So start farthest away from the room and then end right at the entrance or doorway so you can just step out right after you're finished. You also want to clean from top to bottom. What we mean there is, for an example, a shelf. By cleaning from top to bottom, if any dust falls, you're catching it on your way down as you keep on cleaning from top to bottom. Next, you want to wipe down walls and areas along the floor about 5 feet away around the object you're cleaning. And that's in case lead dust is blown around. Then you want to remove and wash curtains and mini blinds before washing the windows. That's a very important step that a lot of people forget about. You know, we focus a lot on surfaces, walls, floors, but it's important to also make sure you wash blinds and curtains as well to ensure there's no lead dust in them. And then when using aerosols or sprays, it's important to spray directly onto the cloth as the spray can cause the lead dust to spread all over the room. So best practice is to spray directly onto the material that you're going to clean a surface with. Slide, please. Please take this moment to come up with any questions, and definitely contact us if you'd like for us to answer your questions.
You, Sam, and thank you, Dr. Samasa. We also have our reference page. You can go to any of these links. This is where we found a lot of our information. We also have our Healthy Child Care Champions program here with Women for a Healthy Environment. We do Healthy Child Care Champions programs out of Pittsburgh office and out of Southeastern Philadelphia office with Dr. Samasa. Our Healthy Child Care Champions program helps early learning centers by offering in-person assessments to help childcare providers create a healthier, toxic-free environment for children to learn and play. This is the QR code on the screen is for our interest form. So if that is something you would be interested in, we do reach the whole state of Pennsylvania for this. My email is at the bottom here, but I believe in our final slide, Dr. Samasa's email will be available. And then I will let Sam speak on her program.
Thanks, Paige. So the 1,000 hours a year program, it's called that way because children spend approximately 1,000 hours a year in school and childcare. So because of that, we want to protect where children learn. So if you scan this QR code here, this will take you to the application. We welcome all schools and childcare centers in Allegheny County to apply. If you're outside of Allegheny County and still in southwestern PA, we definitely encourage you to still apply. Um, and then this program awards mini grants to schools and childcare to take care of lead testing. So that includes testing for lead in water, lead in paint and dust, and lead in soil. As part of this same program, you can also test for radon as well. Um, and included in these funds are also funds to remediate. So if any hazards are identified, you can use that grant to take care of the issue at hand. So on the bottom left of the screen is my contact information. That's my email. And I can also be reached by phone if you have any questions.
Thank you, Sam. And we thank you all for joining and watching us today. Here's more information. As I mentioned, there is the information for Dr. Samasa out in Philadelphia. And then you can reach us on our website at womenforahealthyenvironment.org. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, and there's also a QR code available if you would like to sign up for our newsletter. We want to thank everyone for joining us today and listening on our presentation about effective cleaning techniques for lead.